Hi, this is Anthony at Held Dominance. I'm at pitch side of one of the venues of the Rugby League World Cup 2021, the University of Bolton Stadium.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and want to see more. Coming up, my summary of the 31st of July's friendly game between Cleveland Rugby League and Atlanta Rhinos. So normally with these games I still do a full in-depth analysis with regards to who's playing, who scored, and points, and things like that. I'm not even going to put a banner here with the two teams or anything like that. I just want to put out an honest assessment of what I saw from the game. And there isn't too much to be worried about with Cleveland, because Cleveland may have some defensive structure issues to sort out, but they're easily sorted out with hard work and the commitment to the cause by everyone. It's just units, it's tackling in units. They're great at the individual tackle, there's no one going to muscle them out muscle them, but it's all about the team cohesion. Going up as a line, not as in threes and fours. It's structure, it's straight, plus they've also got a match-up. They've got a match-up with the players, because a few times they got done with an overlap and there was no communication, shouting people over loud enough to be helping out coming back. Once they sort out that D, everything else will come together. Their go forward seems to be there, but it needs more ball to hand. They need more ball in hand to implement it. They keep completing sets. Sometimes they do have little bits of handling errors, but that's about it. They went in at half time with two notable big hits. Monty Gaddis, one straight in the middle of the park, flattening someone on the back. I think he did a couple like that. When they just after Cleveland scored their second try, they scored 12 points in the first half, which is positive. If they sort out that D, one of them was from an interception, I must admit, but it was what it was. They took their chances when they got them. If they can use the D to work off the back of that, they can implement structure, attacking flair and things like that, go forward afterwards. Now it's just the ugly, the painful, the tiring and the most boring stuff to sort out. The defence. It is just that. It is going up as a line, not as in threes and fours. Making the markers work. They don't just stand there. They've got to split and go the ways that they're actually pointing. Yes, one can have a lazy moment and go back into the line when they see the attack going that way, but they can also help in. They can go that way as well as a secondary attacker, especially if there's a fast halfback. The dribs and drabs, I'm sorry to say, with the defensive line is because they're going up. The attacks, I mean, through the middle from Atlanta were caused because they weren't going up as a defensive line and they weren't matching up the numbers on each side as they play the ball. There's good things in there as well. They all are big hitters, and I will presume so because they've been learnt how to tackle from sports days, whether it's union, American football and things like that. But they've got to get back the 10, and they've also got to get forward. That's my assessment on the first half. Nothing wrong with it really. It is development on the Cleveland side. On the Atlanta side, you can see their experiences there. They've got 7 years of rugby league behind them, and they've probably got a few rugby union converts that have come over to play league this year. It's fine, and they're having constant training sessions to incorporate the skills and the people into that team. They can push on a little bit more. I believe that they've got another game next week, and they are working attacking lines into their play as well, so they can progress on that. And down in Florida, they are lacking in the offensive aspects. I think that's more nous and practice on plays, but hopefully that'll come better as they get more tuned in to the actual game and see what's going on. So on the back of that, the second half was all about Cleveland's over-eagerness. Unfortunately, there was a few too many attempts for one-on-one strips, and they had a team warning because of it. I think that was just over-eagerness to get the ball back as soon as possible, as they knew they were better with the ball in hand. That's fair to say. They were. Every time that they had an attack, they was getting to the end of the sets. A couple of times not in possession, in field position, sorry, but their one-on-one defence was getting them out of it sometimes. Like for instance, in the first half, Dane Karlovic, the right winger, chased down the winger for fielding one when Cleveland got to their end of their set. Atlanta was fielding the kick, and the Atlanta left winger was getting it, and the right winger Dane went through the lad. He put him on his backside. It was a great tackle. Ball came loose. Cleveland got the ball. Unfortunately, a little bit of naivete at that point, not completing another set afterwards because they'd been pinned back in their half, led them to lose the ball on the first tackle. But that comes with experience. But yeah, I can't go on about all the flaws and the flaw in the play, but it's only Cleveland's official second game, and Atlanta have got a bit more experience to be fair, but they weren't able to do well. I won't say that because the scoreline reflects a different story. But I think the too many penalties for one-on-one strips, which weren't anywhere near one-on-one strips, relieved Atlanta a few times, to be fair. So a bit of game experience, time of the game, and managing games will come into it once they play a few more games. I hope Cleveland don't get too disheartened by this result, because it is rugby league. It's fucking happened, and you're learning. I wouldn't suspect that you'll have a decent game until you play 10. There'll be some that have played 10 in the team, rugby union, but it's rugby league. They might have to play about 7 before they can get forward. So, if I were Cleveland, I'd be setting up into squad games, a full contact, maybe 13 aside, 20-minute half games to begin with. Learning how to complete sets, getting to the fifth tackle, keeping hold of the ball in contact, concentrating on the ball so that the go forward is implemented. Then you can incorporate in the next one, and the next game, next 20-minute game, a half game, sorry, some attacking flair. Then go back to defensive structure. Without the ball, defensive structure. maybe use a PDRL rule to begin with in these games. If it's a knock-on, the team that knocked on keep the ball until the end of the set, so that they're learning to get to the end of sets. That might progress. The actual quality that comes out of it. Just don't know. It's only an idea. It's what Cleveland want to do, but I think learning to keep hold of the ball and get into the end of sets, and also defensive structure, are the two things that's needed. Then they can blossom under those fronts. I want to see more from Cleveland. I definitely do, because there is potential there. There are natural athletes that can do so much, and they've got explosive pace, all of them. I'm surprised that with one thing, Monty going into the pack rather than his centre role. I know he likes to be a bit on the outside edge, so we can keep that in with his pack roles. He can go on the third man instead of the second man in from the touch. So that was a good surprise. I'm also happy for Jonathan Torres as well on the Cleveland side. I'm sorry about this, Atlanta. I know that you guys want to hear my thoughts about the entire play, but they're the newbies. I'm just giving them a little bit of props this time. I will be following you in other games, I will be honest. Jonathan Torres, as I mentioned, possibly his second ever rugby league game after playing rugby union for all those years. It's by mistake, but I hope you're having a good sleep tonight, because you got on the field, you enjoyed it, I hope, and there'll be more to come from you. I can single out all the individual people that I want to give a shout out to for the Cleveland side, but let's say this: it's rugby league. It's a bright future. We've got the game up and running. Hopefully we'll be able to see more. Boston, Atlanta, that's what I've got to see in Atlanta and Cleveland, New York, Brooklyn. Never know. Just waiting on information for the Canada Cup. And once we've heard all that, then great. We'll be able to enjoy all this rugby league that's coming to us from North America. So that's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember, like, subscribe and share this video worldwide. We need to get the voice of rugby league out there. I'm not saying I'm the voice, but that's for you to decide. Anyway, let's get rugby league to everyone. Let's grow this fantastic game of ours. And thank you so much for watching. All the best, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.